Aliens have always fascinated us. From ancient myths about beings descending from the heavens to modern science fiction imagining entire civilizations beyond our galaxy, the idea of extraterrestrial life has become one of the most enduring concepts in storytelling. Sometimes they arrive as conquerors, towering over humanity with superior technology and, well, terrifying ambition. Sometimes they're explorers, curious about our strange little planet and the odd creatures that inhabit it. Other times they're observers, quietly studying us the way we might study insects under a microscope. And occasionally they're something much stranger, aliens trying to blend in with humanity, fumbling through everyday life while attempting to understand the bizarre, contradictory, and often hilarious nature of being human. Welcome to the Snake Pit, where we're full of bile and venom. I'm your host, Snake Dæmon, and today we're talking about one of the most original alien comedies ever to hit television third rock from the sun. The premise of the show revolves around an extraterrestrial research expedition from a distant planet in a barred spiral galaxy, somewhere on the Cepheus-Draco border. Their mission? Study humanity by living among us. To accomplish this, they disguise themselves as a perfectly normal human family and settle down in the fictional city of Rutherford, Ohio, about 52 miles outside Cleveland, where they live in a modest attic apartment. Their job is simple: observe human society and report back. The problem is that humanity is so strange, irrational, and emotionally chaotic that the aliens quickly find themselves completely overwhelmed by the experience. Most of the humor comes from their attempts to analyze human behavior like anthropologists studying an unfamiliar tribe. They question everything: relationships, emotions, social customs, food, fashion, even basic conversation. What we consider normal becomes utterly baffling through their eyes. The show cleverly mirrors real-world anthropological expeditions, particularly the sometimes arrogant assumption researchers have that they are somehow superior to the people they study. Ironically, the alien researchers gradually become less like observers and more like participants, getting pulled deeper and deeper into human life until their mission starts looking less like scientific study and more like a group of joyriders completely losing track of their objective. At the center of it all is Dick Solomon, played brilliantly by John Lithgow. Dick is the high commander of the mission and the self-appointed patriarch of the family. On Earth, he poses as a physics professor at the fictional Pendleton State University. Dick is loud, egotistical, obsessive, and hilariously over the top. If he isn't obsessing over Dr. Mary Albright, which is honestly almost every waking moment and even a few dreams, he's being rude, inappropriate, insulting, or accidentally offensive. The only reason he gets away with half of it is because he's technically an alien who genuinely doesn't understand human boundaries. Watching Lithgow unleash that manic energy makes Dick one of the funniest characters ever put on television. The rest of the alien family are just as bizarre. Tommy Solomon, played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, is actually the oldest and most experienced member of the team. But he's been given the body of a teenager. So that means enrolling in high school and later college, dealing with puberty, crushes, bullies, and all the hormonal chaos that comes with adolescence. Tommy is incredibly intelligent and constantly reminds Dick that technically he outranks him in age and experience, which, leads to some fantastic arguments. Then there's Sally Solomon, played by Kristen Johnston, the mission's security officer. In their natural form, the aliens are basically purple energy tubes, so gender isn't really a factor for them. Sally, however, is stuck inhabiting a human female body and has to learn what that means. Despite looking like a tall, glamorous Amazonian stereotype, Sally behaves more like a battle-hardened warrior, aggressive, sarcastic, threatening, and completely unfiltered. She's the type who will absolutely get out of the car and push it if it breaks down at a drive-thru. while everyone else argues about what to do. And finally, there's Harry Solomon, played by French Stewart. Harry is technically the least important member of the crew, but honestly he ends up being one of the most memorable characters. His main function is acting as the receiver for transmissions from their off-world commander. Whenever the message arrives, Harry suddenly stands up with his arms stiff like an antenna and declares, "Incoming message from the big giant head." The transmitter is literally implanted in his head, which, well, explains his often scattered personality. He's timid, sweet, a little clueless, but occasionally delivers moments of surprising wisdom or sarcastic brilliance. Their unseen leader, the mysterious big giant head, eventually appears in person, played by none other than William Shatner. And that casting choice leads to one of the funniest in-jokes in television history. When he arrives on Earth, the characters discuss seeing something strange on the wing of the airplane during the flight. This is a direct reference to the classic episode Nightmare at 20,000 feet from the Twilight Zone. In the original version, Shatner played the passenger who saw a gremlin on the wing. Years later, in the 1983 film adaptation, the same role was played by John Lithgow. So when the two actors share that moment in Third Rock from the Sun, it becomes a brilliant meta-joke linking both performances. The aliens' interactions with humans are just as entertaining. Dick's romance with Mary Albright, played by Jane Curtin, provides a constant source of chaos. Mary is intelligent, slightly arrogant, and completely baffled by Dick's behavior. Meanwhile, her assistant Nina, played by Simbi Kali, often serves as the voice of reason, delivering sarcastic remarks that bring Dick crashing back to Earth. Add in their eccentric landlady Mrs. Dubček, the long-suffering Officer Don, and a rotating cast of supporting characters, and you have a show filled with wonderfully offbeat personalities. I'll be honest, when I was younger, I tried to watch this series and couldn't get into it, but tastes change. Revisiting it now, I honestly think it's one of the most original sitcoms ever created. It's a shame it only ran for 6 seasons, especially when you consider how many other shows ran far longer than they should have. I've always enjoyed comedies built around unusual characters who don't behave like ordinary people. Shows like The Big Bang Theory work for similar reasons. The characters' quirks and eccentricities create a completely different style of humor. What makes Third Rock from the Sun special is how perfectly cast it was. Every actor fully became their character. Even when their behavior was ridiculous or over the top, you believed it because the performances were so committed. The Solomon family may be aliens trying to understand humanity, but by the end of the series, you realize something interesting. They've become more human than they ever intended. In the end, that's what makes the show work. It's not just a comedy about aliens pretending to be human. It's a comedy about how strange humans actually are when viewed from the outside. By flipping the perspective and letting extraterrestrials analyze our behavior, the series manages to highlight just how bizarre everyday life really is. Thanks for dropping by the Snake Pit, where we thrive on untapped potential and lost opportunities. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell, like the video, and leave your opinions in the comments, where naturally I won't read them. Until next time, stay venomous.